All right, ladies and gentlemen, hopefully I can tag this video into the other one. So I know it looks like it's a little bit past 90, but original clock point 6 bolt was at the top. Pulley stayed still with the special tool, torqued all the way 90 degrees. Again, this is maybe like 91 degrees, maybe 92. It's fine though. It took some booty behind it, and if you don't have this, you're not torquing that thing correctly. So basically it goes onto the pulley like so. Find a hole. Yeah, there you go. So anyway, so you put your initial, it's kind of like the Honda one for the crankshaft bolt. You put your normal stuff through there. So this is how I got the 90 degrees. The giant, I think it's 28 inches or something like that, 30 inches. But I used my standard torque wrench, Harbor Freight Special, 150 foot-pound max, 110 foot-pounds was what we torqued it at. I got 2 clicks on it, and then we ran 90 degrees off the top. So the first vertical point of the bolt, 6 point, was at the top of the pulley, marked as you see. And it's kind of hard to see the mark. I did it with red. That's the mark there. You know, look at it. There you go. So it's about 90 degrees after the initial 110. I will verify with all data tonight when I get back to work and find out to verify that it is in fact 110 foot-pounds and 90 degrees. All the older ones are like 66 foot-pounds, so please make sure you got the right torque, because your pulley comes flying off while you're driving. It's going to do some shredding on everything else, so keep that in mind. Let's give this baby a wipe down. And I'm not concerned with it looking 100% beautiful, perfect, black like it was, because as long as it's on and I get the power that it claims, along with replacing my serpentine belt, why not, right? All right. A little sealing on there. All right. So there she is, installed. Now I'm going to put the belt on. It's just going to go on to the rest of the so it's a good idea to check this pulley. I only got 110,000 miles. Silence, you hear? It's not moving. So, and if she starts making noise, we'll change that later on. AC clutch works like a champ. Alternator pulley up there on the top. So now we'll feed the belt in. Again, when you buy the kit, it comes with the shorter belt number. Now, just for those who end up finding this pulley aftermarket, 6PK 1045. This will be my future reference too in the event I need to get another one. There's another number. So Bando Rib Ace, I don't know who that is, but 6PK 1045. I'm sure you can find an alternate belt at Gates or Duralast or O'Reilly's or whoever you want to get it from. But we'll slap this baby on and that'll be it. So just want to make this video. Hopefully I can get these merged together and post it up. So I like having identical parts. CTS, CTS. You got the little turbo muffler delete up here. It's hard to see. Let's see if you can get an eye on it. It's black, you can't really tell, but there it is. Anyway, it just gives a little more voice to the turbo, allows the chirp to come out. And I will say, the diverter valve situation is, that's just slightly bettering. You know what? I got a super bright flashlight. I don't know why I didn't turn it on. Seeker, baby. Oil cap's off because I'm about to put oil in it. Let's see. All right, you can see where it mounts up. That's the turbo muffler delete, also CTS. It's very hard to see there. I don't want to see. Oh, I got a peephole. There you go. All right, so the CTS black mount that's up against the turbo. That's your turbo muffler delete. Came with a little O-ring on there. It did come with a silicone 90-degree hose to run onto that main pipe that you see down there, which was a pain in the butt to put on. I may or may not eventually do this intake, but we have a little baby turbo down here, which we got a new one, not a new one, but rebuilt. So anyway, your belt's going to go on right here. Be sure to get your intake cleaned. Got a K&N on this baby on the panel filter. I am ordering Now that I see the transmission oil cooler is right there on top. Let's see if I get a better angle. Let's see. The one with the sticker on it. Beep. There it is. So the Dana right there, that's your transmission oil cooler. I'll definitely be replacing that just so I can get some nice flow through here. Or I'll adapt a secondary aftermarket oil cooler, and I'll probably mount it somewhere, you know, up here in one of these enormous holes. The only thing with the pipes you got to be careful for, if your engine mounts are bad, this is the throttle pipe CTS. If you look closely, you can see that it's kind of chafed a little bit right there and a little lower down. I know it's hard to see. Let's see. Try not to stop the video. Wow, that's a really good zoom. Let's see. There you go. See that chafing area right there? So that's where the fan is actually hitting the pipe when the engine rocks too far back. So I just replaced the lower dog bone mount here. That was easy. Engine didn't shift at all. Shorter bolt, longer bolt, big bolt. Took like literally 3 minutes to put that on. I've already done the transmission service in the past at about 80,000 miles. And there's the CTS pipe you can see. I've got it kind of secured against the mount. I think it might have came with an additional bracket that you could have ordered, but I didn't get it. There's your hole for meth injection or additional injector line feed in that pipe, so you can charge a little extra fuel in there. And so the oil cooler will probably end up mounting down here somewhere, or you got plenty of room up here where the radiator and condenser is. Any hooser. Let's see, where's my other part? There she is. So here is the bung, and I'm going to tell you why I got the bung. Sorry for that loud fan noise. That's my minor. Excuse the messy garage. Passat life. All right, so this is the old wishbone mount or dog bone mount. It's not really bad per se, but it is old, so you can see it flexes. Let's see. Pretty easy, and that's just by hand, so you can only imagine. You can see where it is kind of cracked. Let's see if I get it good. Yeah, see that right there? Right on the corner. You can see, yeah, that right there. I think that's what's giving me the wear. So it's definitely rocking back and forth. It should be completely sealed like that. I think they make inserts for these, but it's you wouldn't believe how hard it is to find Volkswagen parts. Super Veloz Turbo, it's eBay. That's who I got the cartridge rebuilt for my IS-20 Turbo. I've got sitting over in the box. I tore it all apart, put it back together. Except for when I was going to put it back together, I wanted a rebuild kit. Oh goodness, almost dropped it. So I got their brand new rebuilt cartridge, and we're going to put this baby in the other turbo. I'm going to gut the upstream cat, and oh wait, there's more. Here's the O2 sensor simulator, off-road use only for all this aftermarket goodiness I'm doing. They give you your spec for who did the dyno RPM check for the turbo. Shows you what RPMs it hit and all that good stuff. So it's pretty neat that they did that. This was about 200 bucks. Anyway, so if you look down in there, you can see the catalytic converter material. So that gives the O2 sensor the simulation that it actually is in fact catted. Now again, we are catless at that point. Downstream cat has already been taken care of, and I don't care what anybody says, especially the, excuse my language, hats of a donkey or donkey hats, and you can fill in the magic word there, that told me that and then deleted my post on top of that, so screw those Facebook people and their little groups, who was like, the downstream cat doesn't do anything and you don't get any power from it. Well, that's the most idiotic thing I've ever heard. So that's like saying a K&N filter doesn't flow better than the factory panel filter. That's cotton gauze. So don't be an idiot. Don't listen to some people who think just because they're high and mighty in some Facebook group, they actually know what they're talking about, because he's completely full of crap. I do have the new speed module on here. It's not a JB1 like I have on the Atlas, which I'll get. I'm going to order the JB4. This is the new speed module. I got it set on 93 octane. It definitely added some boost. I think it opened up maybe a couple PSI, and it added some torque for sure. You can definitely feel it in your butt dyno. It did kind of make these mods seamlessly work a little better. I wasn't impressed as I was with JB1. JB1 was amazing on the Atlas. It was like a whole new car. There's an upgrade for this fuel module. I do want to do that, but it's a couple $100. I'm not ready to do that right now. And even with the IS-20 turbo going on here in a while, it's not enough to cause me to do that. First off, I'm also going to replace the coil packs with the RS3 and then the RS7 plugs, so that'll be colder plugs, I think 2 stages colder, with the faster firing coil packs, so it should be better ignition. I did run cleaner through this PCV valve. I don't like it. It's trash. I wish the APR mounted straight to here. Feel free to comment if you've done that on any of the 1.8s, because if it fits the 1.8 and the 2.0, I'll get it from my Atlas as well. But it appears that it does fit, but it's the APR setup where you can run an actual oil catch can straight up without having this plastic factory deal in here. But I've seen these in kits on the tuning websites, ECS, CTS, Euro Tuning, whoever, Euro Tuning. It comes with the purge valve, the new crankcase ventilation valve, which is this pretty much whole assembly here that sits on top. And I think it came with one other solenoid or sensor that I don't see off the top of my head. It's purge, one of the purge valves. Anyway, I did want to do a fuel induction cleaning on this, so I'll eventually buy me a kit that connects straight to the quick disconnect fuel lines, because that's how you want to do this. You want to run the cleaner straight through the fuel system, unlike doing it how I've done other cars, to where it's like injecting through the throttle body, you know, and cleaning it that way. Because the problem is with turbos, you're not getting the vacuum pull like you think you are at the mouth of it. So you get some, but it's not really giving you much, and you don't want to be running a bunch of cleaners through the turbo, just in case, you know, you don't want it to surge or anything like that. But when I did the little coolant hose under here, I think I made a video about that a while back, but I had the manifold off and I hand cleaned all the valves and everything. It was disgusting. I used a shop vac. I closed the cylinder. I didn't do a walnut blasting or anything, which I am going to take this one in after the fact. When I go get the APR tune done, I'm going to have them do the actual walnut blasting manifold cleaning. But when I had it all off, of course I replaced the manifold gasket and the throttle body gasket here when I did the charge pipe. And I cleaned this by hand. It was super disgusting. It had all kind of sludgy oil stuff on it. Every time I do an oil change, I haven't done it yet, but I pop this hose off here, and that's generally oil down here. You can do it on either side. I always like to do it here because I know it's not pulling on the radiator or condenser at all, or the intercooler. So if you do it from here, you're less likely to damage anything on the car, because this is aluminum, and then even though this is crappy rubber, worst case, you've got a lot of overlap. So if you damage the hose, you can just cut it back and, you know, go from there. Let's see what else. So yeah, I think we're gonna call that. We're going to go ahead and get that belt put on and go from there. I run only fully synthetic oil in this baby, only premium gas, after my wife transferred it over to me. So now we got the Atlas back there, and she has run premium gas from day one. And at 80,000 miles, just like this 1.8 turbo, I'm going to take the manifold off of that baby and find out if the valves are as bad with premium gas, or if it made no difference at all. Because if it made no difference at all, I mean, all in all, it's only a little bit of cost effectiveness. If you look at the long term of the car, multiply it by the average price of gas that you pay, not the cheapest, because you don't want to be silly in your calculation. You want to give the most modest high estimate you can. But all in all, it's cost me maybe $6,000 more over the life of the car, maybe $10,000 over the entire life of the car to run premium. So if you have any of these modules, JB1, New Speed, whatever, I'm going to sell this after I get it off the car and put the JB4 on here. But you have to run premium when you run these things. You can't run regular gas, because it's going to probably detonate and misfire on you. Probably foul out your plug soon. It's turbocharged. Don't take no chances. Be smart. Not time to do the timing yet. We're at about 110, 120,000. I think it's 118. But I always run grade oil. I don't hear any valve noise or anything like that, so we're going to keep that flowing. I always use the Fram Tough Guard oil filter, the extra guard or whatever. And I also want to make a note, so I ordered the Euro cap, the silver Audi R8 cap or whatever for this coolant. And I was going to put it on here, but I was like, you know what? They don't say this fits the Atlas, so let me try. So I put the R8 cap, which you can get on Euro Tuning website. It was like 20 bucks. It was for this car, the 1.8 turbo Passat, but I put it on the Atlas 2.0 turbo. So I took the Atlas cap and put it on here, and they in fact both fit exactly how they're supposed to. You get your click, so it threads all the way down, and then you come back down and you hear it click. And I've driven it already several times. It didn't lose any coolant, don't smell coolant. And that's what I want to check with the Atlas, because they claim that the cap could be an issue while you smell coolant after you drive. So with that new cap on there, maybe that's not an issue, but if it is, then I know it's probably what it was in this one originally, with the stupid plastic water pump under here that leaks out of the O-rings. So I think that'll be all. Stay tuned for more in the future, and we'll have this puppy running great. Cheers.